USA Sauna team!
Alcohol before bed might be the most overrated sleep tool of all time. Let's see what's even worse. My name is Todd Anderson. I'm a former NFL athlete, now sleep expert, and co-founder of Dream Recovery. If you want to cut through the BS and learn how to sleep better, subscribe now. So let's rank the best sleep tools of all time. Melatonin, I would rank as E. I think most people can produce natural melatonin if you control the light, and I think it's used as a quick fix. It also has been shown in studies to have a high amount in the morning. So when you take it at night, there's still a higher amount than should be produced by your body naturally in the morning, which is not what we want. We want it to be tapering off throughout the night. Mouth tape, I am going to give a B. The reason I'm giving it a B is because it's not for everyone, but for the people that it helps, it's a life changer. I'm one of those people. There's certain populations that shouldn't use it, like certain BMIs or physical ailments. You should always talk to a doctor if you have sleep apnea, but breathing through your nose is the healthiest way to breathe. So that's gonna be high on my list. Alcohol before bed would be an F. Probably the worst. The only positive it does is it makes you fall asleep faster. That's literally the only positive, I guess, impact, but it's really sedating you. You're not sleeping. And essentially what it does is it eliminates a majority of your REM sleep, especially in the first half of the night, increases your heart rate, decreases your HRV, your nervous system is more taxed, and all in all, it just results in a worse quality sleep throughout the night. Blue light glasses, I'm going to give a B. I think they're an awesome tool. Like I said, controlling the light produces more melatonin. It allows you to still be a normal person on screens on your phone. It's like a good balance of being realistic with what you're able to do. Being not on screens for the last 3 hours of the day isn't realistic. So put those on, allows you to taper down, mimic the sunlight, and it can be really impactful, especially if you have to be on your screens for whatever reason. Napping, I'm gonna give it a D. The uses for napping are interesting. I think if you're an athlete and you have to perform at a high level multiple times, it can be useful. It can be useful for a cognitive boost short term, but really it's not even close to the impact that nighttime sleep has, because the progression through the different sleep cycles is about getting all the different types of sleep. A nap's gonna be short, it's not gonna progress the same way. So it's like a Band-Aid, but at the end of the day, that nighttime sleep is the most important. Herbal blends, I would say, I'll give it a C. There's some that are useful. I mean, if you think it's gonna work, it can work. And there's some herbal blends that don't impact the quality of sleep. They can be relaxing, like lemon balm is pretty useful for people and can be relaxing. I also think the ritual of like a tea or different combinations can be used in a good way. That's keeping it a little higher just because there are good use cases, but a lot of the stuff out there isn't doing a lot. That being said, if you believe it is, it usually does. Sleep mask, I would give an A. I think it's one of the most useful tools. I think it's actually the most underrated tool. It allows you to have a consistent environment wherever you are. If you're in a hotel room at home, the blinds are open, they're closed. It's cheap, it's easy, it's portable. It also creates an awesome routine and this trigger to go to bed. So, I'm actually gonna move it up to an S. I actually think the sleep mask is elite, as long as you have one that's comfortable. Nasal strips, I'm gonna give an A. A couple reasons. Now, a lot of people breathe really well throughout the nose. The nasal strip is easy, right? So it's not going to impact too much. It's not scary. It's easy to put on. It's disposable. So it's a kind of a net positive tool. It's not going to have any negative impacts. There's not really any I guess there's not many populations that can't use it. And so what it does, when people have a deviated septum, up to 80% of the population has a deviated septum. It allows them to breathe easier through their nose, which is going to relax you, but it's a very low risk, high reward for some people with a deviated septum tool. So I'm gonna give that an A. All right, so 8 Sleep or a mattress cooler, chili pad, I would give it an A. Temperature plays a huge role in your ability to especially fall asleep. And so if you're able to control the room temperature regardless of the situation, if you're able to adjust the temperature of the mattress throughout the night based on your body's needs, I think that's a huge win and worth the investment. All right, sauna, I'm gonna give a B. It's really useful for 1, relaxation, and 2, raising your core temperature. Your body responds, it drops your core temperature. You have to drop your core temperature to fall asleep fast. So when you take the hot environment of the sauna, you go right into a cool, dark bedroom, you fall asleep. THC, I would say, is similar to alcohol. They're not similar at all as far as like the way the body metabolizes them, but how they are similar is they both reduce the amount of REM sleep. THC also makes you fall asleep faster, but it pretty much has a negative impact on sleep. The quality of sleep impacts the type of sleep you get. Weirdly enough, some studies have show like if you don't consume it a lot, the first night it actually can increase the amount of slow wave deep sleep, but after it's used, especially used chronically, that goes away very, very quickly. So every once in a while, maybe it has a positive impact, but that consistency is more important. So I would give that a E. Supplements in general, I would say I'm going to give it a D. The reason is I'm combining all of them. There's a lot of BS out there, and there's a lot of different formulas that kind of throw everything at the wall and see what works. And that's the issue, is like something like magnesium, certain forms of magnesium, super useful, very little contradictions, but a lot of the stuff is throwing things that are sedating, different herbs, different types of sedating items just to make you feel like you're falling asleep fast or feel like you're sleeping really hard. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's not impacting some of those sleep cycles. And there's, I think what's hard for people is there's the feeling of being in super deep knocked out sleep. It doesn't always mean it's great quality sleep. And the example of that is like if someone's ever taken Benadryl or something like that, like it feels like you're knocked out, but that doesn't mean you're progressing through those sleep cycles like you should. And each sleep cycle plays a different role. So just going off the feeling of, oh, I feel like I was knocked out, isn't always a good indication of how your actual sleep is. The person that says, I only need 5 hours, I'm gonna give that an F. If there was lower, I'd give it lower. Less than 5% of the population can survive or function optimally off of 6 hours of sleep or less. And so there's not any downsides to getting a little bit more sleep than your body needs. Don't roll the dice on that. Let your body recover. It's not about having the most hours in the day, it's about having the best hours. And if you're only sleeping 5 hours, I promise you, those other 19 hours are not going to be as good as they could be. If you want my full sleep playbook, check it out for free on my website, toddanderson42.com. And if you want to check out some dream recovery products, use the code DREAMYT for YouTube, DREAMYT, all caps, at dreamrecovery.io. If you got anything out of this video, let me know how you would rank those sleep tools. Please subscribe, like, comment. It goes a long way. It helps a ton, and it helps us keep making videos and knocking out content to help you feel better every single day.